lightning that I see flashing on the left side of my head. I'm just like, okay, let me just stay the course. Stay the course. Okay. All right, good. Got everybody on. Can y'all hear that?
Well, I don't hear anything.
Oh, okay. Honey, it's like right here in my ear. I'm like looking at all this. I live on the ninth floor, so it's interesting to see like the water coming in from the storm. All right. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys some pictures, videos that I took from our project, and then we're going to talk about PoMouth. Do y'all know what that means? When people try to PoMouth you?
Oh, no.
Y'all never heard of that?
I have.
Oh, I was about to say, baby, when people got money who want to act like they don't have no money, you know what they do? They PoMouth you. So we're going to talk about that today. And really all of this just leads back to your mindset. It leads back to not being fearful of your gift, your talents, what you have going on. It leads back to confidence, speaking confidence into yourself and your business. So we're going to talk about today how to be a PoMouth referral customer client. But I'm going to share my screen. I'm trying to think. I think you guys saw pretty much the finished product of the project that I was on. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now the furnishings are coming in. I helped a little bit with it last week. Oh, here we go again. Okay. So yeah.
Toby,
Yes, ma'am.
after the full meeting, could you stay and talk with me for a minute?
I sure can.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am. You're very welcome. Okay, yeah, I think y'all kind of saw pretty much everything that we did, but I'll just show you a recap. Let's see if we can get this to play. I did want to add in a little tip. We actually painted the brick was red. We painted the brick, so now everything is seamless. Kurt came and put a little touch to it last week. And I really like it. I mean, another option was to outline the fireplace in just the black trim, but by painting this red brick black, it kind of fixed the issue. All right, so I wanted to keep tuning in. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys that the brick was red.
What kind of paint, Toby?
It was, he used a spray paint to paint that brick red. Now, normally when I paint brick, I wash it down. Man, I be in there doing all kinds of stuff. Because see, 5 years later, I don't want you calling me talking about your paint has chipped, right? So by being a fireplace, I would have washed it down. They sell a fire resistant paint. I normally get it at Ace and like the quartz. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, it's really good. It's super durable. It almost goes on and then it dries almost kind of like a rubbery, plasticky type of feel. I can't explain it. It's very matte. It's not shiny, but I really do like it. But he came in there with some spray paint. So I don't know if the spray paint was, I'm assuming, you know, he's been in the building industry for a long time, so he knows what he's doing. So I'm assuming it was either fireproof or fire resistant. But he sprayed it down with spray paint. I think he did 2 coats and then that was it. So
the little white marbly lines. Who did that?
No, that was me.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Gracello marble. And then if you go on YouTube too, I've been basically documenting every day of that project. But yeah, that was Venetian plaster or Grisello. That's what I like to call it. I actually call it Venetian marble. But the product itself is called Grisello. It's made by Roma Bio. And I actually create my marbles with the Venetian. So it's interesting. It's an interesting process that I've kind of come up with. I even use a feather because I like the veins to be very soft, very in and out, very not contrived. I guess that's what you'd say. But this particular technique, we were mimicking, or I was mimicking a piece of tile, and actually that tile doesn't even exist. It's not like a real marble. So I was actually mimicking that or whatever because it was a lot cheaper to have me do a painted Venetian marble than to try to find the marble. She didn't like any, it was just too much. So it was just easier to have me paint it. Let me see. So I feel like I've shown you guys most of the work. Now the fresco turned out really beautiful. I know we've talked, and I'm working on that free class to put in the academy. So here's the finished fresco. And I think the coaching call we did last week, I was still working on it, or I think we talked about it. But it's a different color. I really like that she went with that green. I'm glad people are getting back to colors, rich colors. Not everything is gray and not everything is white and not everything is cream. So that is actually 3 layers of the glazing technique. I did 3 layers. So
Beautiful. I love it.
thank you. It came out really, really pretty. It's a little closer. So again, that fresco is called a serpentine fresco. I used a black base, and on top the glazing colors were white and brown and almost like a emerald green color, or the glazing colors. Now the layer under that was literally like a highlight green kind of glaze. It almost was neon, but not really. And then I did put a little bit of gold on it. So when I drop the class in the app, I will have all of the formulas, all of the ratios to, this part to that part. You'll get all of that information. And then I urge you to try different colors. Maybe, a beautiful bronze, even a pewter. This in black and pewter and maybe silver would be really, really pretty. And then I think you guys, let's see. Oh, let me show you the crock that we finished. See if I can. I can't figure out how to, you touch it and it moves up like 20. Let me see if I can get it to move slightly. Okay, let's see if I can get it to move just a little bit. I'm gonna have to do that. Okay, so let me show you guys the crock. For those that weren't on the coaching call last week. Come on.
I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you decide which technique to use on which room? Do you talk to the client about it and see what they want, or is it just a personal decision and then you follow it up with them?
No, they pick. So the clients, when you go on your consultation, have you done your consultation course yet?
No.
Oh, okay. So when you go on your consultation, you take your samples. And I always urge you to have a conversation with them first in regards to, do they work with a designer? That's your very first question. Because you're going to need to know, okay, they have a designer already. That's going to really limit your involvement, right? Because you don't want to step on your interior designer's toes. So do they have an interior designer on staff? Because 9 times out of 10, she's going to pick or he's going to pick what's gonna go in there, or either they're gonna pick a selection to show to their customer, and then their customer will pick from that. All right. So don't ever pick something unless they don't have a designer and they ask you to help them pick. Then that's when you step in because you're the expert, right, on the finishes, the techniques, even the colors that should go in there. You know how things work, if they have kids, if they have dogs, what they should get, and those type of things. And you'll learn all of that by the end of, the coaching program. But
Okay.
once you show them the portfolio, they tend to pick whatever it is they like, whatever it is they love. And I kind of steer from that if I can. I try not to pick. I try to just make suggestions because at the end of the day, you don't live there or you don't work there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, I mean, obviously you're going to have a strong opinion what works and what doesn't work. But I try to just say, well, you can do this, but, or however, that type of thing. So,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome. Hey, Terry. All right.
Hey,
How you
how are
doing?
you?
Good. We're just doing some recaps of my project. Here we go. I don't know what I'm saying in this video, so forgive me. All right, so we are done with the champagne metallic crock, and we staged just a little bit. So yeah, everything is coming along really, really, really pretty, beautiful. The furnishings are coming in, artwork is going up. I can't wait to show you guys. And there is Miss Design Extraordinaire herself. Is she doing a wonderful job? You know what I'm saying? You want my stuff. You know, her on her Instagram. So yeah, all of this was done by hand. So yeah, it's coming out really pretty.
That crock is beautiful.
The what?
The crock is beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So like I told you guys before, the crock is made by a company. Excuse me, not the crock. The metallic plaster is made by one of the metallic plasters that I use in that formula is made by FoEffects, and it comes in champagne. And I was so glad. I actually, like I said before, I actually do that in a pearl tone. And when I went to the website, they had champagne, but it looked, when I saw the picture, I just clicked on it and ordered it. So I actually ordered the champagne by mistake. So this is how I dealt with that. When I got it, I was like, oh my God, this is not pearl, it's champagne. So I showed it to my customer. They still liked the color. So I did the sample anyway with the color, and it was the biggest hit. It was actually a better hit than the pearl because everything in the house is so stark white, and they wanted to bring in some warmth, but not overwhelmed. Like the customer is very sleek, very clean, very modern, and they liked the white, but they did feel like it was a little too institutional, I guess is the word. So that champagne really kind of brought some warmth to that room, especially with the bedding, and you can see the lights, the lamps and stuff that the designer picked. So it really did turn out really, really nice. And I believe she is happy. I think we got an extra room or two added on that we'll probably start next week or week after. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, let me see.
Toby,
Yes,
would you
ma'am.
be adding the crop to the class as well with the formula?
Not the class. You're in the Paint to Profits, right? So
Okay, yes.
that is already up, and it's on my Teachable website. So you can go and get that if you want. But there's an advanced and there's a beginners. So I'll send you the link to both of those, but those aren't included in the actual business program. And the only reason is like I literally have 1,020 techniques, so I try to pick the ones that are the biggest sellers. So the classes are up; they are available to you, and I think you guys get. Actually, I think I did it half off for you guys. So I think that the beginners course might be a couple of dollars. I can't remember, but who is that talking? I can't see. Is that?
This
What?
Tashika, this Tika.
Oh,
See,
okay.
I took those, but I don't think, if I can recall, I know you do like a lot of layering.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the different layers and how to do that was in the advance. I think it was just more so solid.
Oh,
Like
you're
pewter
saying
and silver.
the two, yeah, yeah. So I do them all the same, but I use two colors.
Right.
So in the ones on there, I still use two colors at the end of it. I still use the luster stone and I still use the palette deco. So that is still going to get you to where you need to go. So that is,
Okay.
yeah. If you have the advanced class, please follow that. That is definitely
Okay.
the same thing I did in this room.
Okay.
Yeah, the exact same thing. And then the beginners is more so how to do cabinetry. The beginners croc shows you how to do furniture, like
Right.
doors and things like that. But the advanced class is all of the walls.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let me see if I got some more. And here's the last Gracella wall we did. But we didn't do any marble veining. We just kept it straight up solid. And here is our onyx Gracella wall. Turned out really, really pretty. Highs and lows, Venetian plaster. Turned out really nice. And we did bring in a little bit of decor items to stage it, but this wall turned out really good. As you can see, we did a little bit of polishing, a little bit of burnishing. But yeah, turned out really nice. Oh, all right. Okay, so that is the end of this job. I think we're gonna end up doing a room upstairs, like the game room or something. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. So let me go back. So are there any questions about this job or this project?
No questions, but as you know, everything is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Yeah, your team and y'all did an amazing job with that.
When you come into Atlanta to work with us?
I need to. It's just, got to make sure my money right.
Yes, I get it.
That's the only thing, but I want to come. I promise you, it will happen this year.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do the next open studio May 3rd. So you guys put that in your calendar. If you're in the academy and the Paint the Profits active members, that class that day is free. If you are not active, you can get active, or you can just pay for the class a la carte. So I'll have that uploaded into the events tab in the app this week for sure. All right, let's see who's on today. Oh, Coach Linda's joining late. I'm just joking. Don't tell her I said that. Hey, Coach Linda.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm okay. We over here with this storm going on.
Well, that's what I told everybody on the call. I'm like, yo, I might have to jump off because I see this lightning. It's like they can't see out the window. Yeah, it's like really blowing. Yeah. I'm like, is the building swaying? All right. So now let's talk about the whole PoMouth. I know some of y'all was like, I don't know what that means. I don't see how y'all cannot know what that means. That, like, when I first started my career, that PoMouth thing was like, are you serious right now? And the thing about it is, people really want your services. They want the paint. They want the designs. They want the art. They want all of that. But sometimes they don't want to pay for it. Not all of the times, but every once in a while, you'll get a customer who's just like, they got it, but they got to figure out how they can get it cheaper or whatever. So how do you deal with people like that? So like, Terry, have you had anybody in your business like that?
Oh my God, absolutely. I had actually quite a few, honestly. I had one, she wanted, what is it? Oh my God, the technique, glass beads. She wanted glass beads. She had her wall is 400, it's a 400 square foot wall, right? 450 square foot wall. And so I just charged her $10 a square foot. And I said, well, $4,500. She's like, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Lord. But at first she was like, you know what? I got it. Whatever you charge, and this is actually Billy's cousin. So she's like, cuz whatever you charge, I got it. Whatever you okay, just give me my price, and I want to get it done. And so we were like, okay. And so yeah, $4,500 at that invoice. So ooh, cuz that's a little steep right now. Ooh,
So
man.
how did you handle that?
So I told her, I said, well, okay, well, but she said that she would still get it, but just not right now. So I told her, well, a couple months went by, and so I hadn't heard anything from her. And so I did offer her, I said, hey, look, because she claims she still wants it. But I said, I actually found a vendor where I could get my supplies a little cheaper
Okay.
or whatever. So I said I can knock down the price, maybe a few $100s if you're still interested. Oh yeah, I'm still interested. But it still hadn't happened yet.
Okay.
But what I've noticed and what I have learned, and then I had the same thing that just happened maybe about a month ago with the church people, and so I've noticed that it doesn't matter what you charge. What I'm noticing, if people want it, if people want it, they will pay for it. And what I mean by want it, if they want it and they see that it's all about the demand. So just say once, like you popping, Toby, you high, people want you. I'm just saying, but when that desire is there, because I already believe in my heart when it's going to happen where I'm going to really, really take off here in Dallas. But when that happened, and everybody come out the woodwork and people really, really understand that how busy I am, and they'll see, then they'll pay it then. It's like a name your price or whatever, supply and demand. But yeah, I'm getting the whole PoMouth thing, and it's irritating, because I know how people are. You pay for if they really, really want it, they'll pay for it.
Right. Well, the next time that happens to you, I always call people 3 times. I follow up 3 times. After that, you're not going to hear from me no more. Mm-hmm. So within the 3 times, I'll give them maybe the first invoice, there's no discount. I will discount them the second time I contact, hey, if you're still interested, I'm running a sale. So don't ever say like, oh, my products are cheaper. I found it. Just say, I'm running a sale this week on, all of my projects or whatever you want to say. But then just let them know, I can give you 20%, but you have to pay all up front. Right? Okay. Because if they're po-mouthing you, that means they're also problematic. Right? Yeah. So just, keep that in mind for future reference. If you want to call back and give them a discount, just say that, but make sure they pay you all up front. Or if you give them a discount, maybe instead of doing 50%, do 60 or 75% up front. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Because if you give somebody a discount, you still have to produce that job at the cost that it costs you to produce that job. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, just because you gave somebody 50% off don't mean you about to make 50% less on your cost and your labor. That doesn't happen. So just be mindful when you're giving discounts. That's cool, but still on your front end, maybe that discount is included into your deposit. So like, again, if you gave them 20% off, instead of your deposit being 50%, maybe it's 50% plus that 20%, they got discounted or whatever, so that you can get through your project. Because there's nothing worse than getting an invoice, paying your invoice, and then the person that's doing your paint or your design calling you and telling you they don't have enough money to finish. You don't ever want to do that with your projects. So just be mindful when you're discounting work. Maybe you should probably let your deposit be a little higher. Okay.
Maybe I should start doing that. And then also, I just actually last week, I just booked another job, but this is an out of town job. It's in Killeen, Texas. Amen. And it's 3 hours away, right? And so she wants an ombre wall. Okay. So I'm gonna do. She wanted. It's a pillow that has like three, layers of color or whatever. It's the color at the top and the bottom are the same. So she
Okay.
wants like a dark gray, and then it'll be like a light gray or like maybe a cream in the middle. So she wants pretty much that on the wall. So I said, okay, well, ombre look would be really, really nice. So she's cool with that. But when I did a consultation, the virtual consultation with her, she's like, oh well, being that we're gonna do the whole wall because her wall is like a brass, all her whole living room is like a brass color,
Okay.
and so she's like, well, since you're gonna do this wall, she was like, you're gonna have to paint, the whole living room, and I'm like, okay, no problem or whatever. So I'm gonna do all that. Sent the invoice over, and she paid the deposit. She paid half or whatever, but she's like, oh well, for painting, this is a little too steep. So it was for 365 square foot room, the living room.
Mm-hmm.
I think I gave her a price. I think it was like 3,300 or something like that. But that was for like everything, for painting, the wall, all that. And of course, she came back. She, like I said, she paid half, but she's like, "Ooh, I think that seemed like that's just too much." And I explained to her everything we have to do because I'm like, you have to understand, I'm not just putting one coat. It's not regular painting that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be at least 2 coats of paint. So I'm painting your whole room twice already, in addition to the technique that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So she talked me down like about 500.
Okay.
And I said, okay, I'll do that. But the thing was, she was trying to talk me down more. And I told her, I was like, look, I said, I'm sorry, I can't do it because you got to remember, you're not local. I'm traveling to you 3 hours away. That's hotel involved.
Mm-hmm.
That's mileage. And so I was like, ma'am, I can't go any lower. This is it.
Okay.
And I was at that point now, you ain't going to get your deposit back. But if you don't move forward with the job, that's on
you just have a credit, right?
And yeah, and so she was like, "Well, oh, okay," but it's why go through all that? I don't know. I guess that's just how people are, or whatever. Some people. This is the first. Last year I didn't go through that. Like when I started having I did my price, and people just paid it, and so I was in my mind like, "Am I charging enough?" Because you paid it real quick, But people paid with no problem. For some reason this year, it's, I don't know, maybe I'm getting these haggling clients up first. I don't know.
I will say too, the political climate is another reason you're experiencing that, for sure.
True.
Definitely.
Yeah.
An election year and what happens after that will definitely affect all businesses. So, that is probably 70% of it. But I do think keep a positive mindset about it. Keep your confidence up, and all of that will bring the right clientele. That's why I said don't let people PoMouth you into that, because you don't want to keep attracting those type of people. You don't want to keep attracting people who have the wealth. Like you clearly see them building $3, $4, $5 million house, but then they want to PoMouth your services. So try not to give into that. Try not to give into that energy, because you don't want to keep attracting that energy. You see what I'm saying? So when people PoMouth me, I give them 3 chances and then I move on, because I really, like in my mind, I really don't want to even work for them, to be honest with you, because it's just such a strain to even get through the door.
Yeah.
Like after you PoMouth me about the price, you want to Jew me down. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But
no, you're right.
A lot of the times you go through all of the stress, and then by the time you get there, it's like, why am I even here? Right? Because I'm not making what I deserve. I'm not going to take home what I deserve for sure. And then in hindsight, you like, why? Right? So I actually had that happen to me last month, a month before. I was working with a client. Just Jew me down. Like it was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and it was just too much. And, you know, finally, I just was like, I think I'm going to have to pass. You know, you're going to probably have to find somebody else. And then I just stopped returning calls, right? And then I was so grateful that I did not feed into that energy or take that job, because then I got this job that I've been on for 2 weeks that paid me $8,000 more. So I try not to let people like that, or customers or clients, whatever, consume what I got going on, because once that happens, then I can't keep the door open for the people who really, you know, honor and value the gift, right?
Respect your
Yeah.
gift. Yeah.
Like if I had been on that PoMouth job, I never would have got the job that I had the last 2 weeks. And so I just wanted to, you know, tell you guys that, because I am a working artist. I still have to get up and go to work just like everybody else does. And so I'm at the point now in my career, and you will be there soon, all of you on this call. Like, I think I'm just gonna sit on the sofa this week, because it's like, why go through all of that? And then I realized that on the PoMouth client, I realized like they were calling around everybody, right? Not just me. I had other colleagues like, oh, I got called on that job. I'm like, Lord. I was so grateful that I was like, you know, I'm gonna have to pass, because I can't even live like that. Like I have a whole crew of people that I have to pay. And they expect to get paid weekly, right? And so if I'm taking these pole mouth jobs and I know I can't cover all of the labor and I can't cover all the material, it's not worth the exposure or the post I may or may not get. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't let people, like I said, pole mouth you guys, or Jew you down, or whatever you want to call it. Stand your ground. Please stand your ground, because it's going to happen. And another thing is, people who are affluent and they have money, they are drawn to things that look, you know, like money. They like luxury. They like custom. So always, you know, plan your business that way as well. Plan how you brand yourself. When people go to your, and y'all know I preach about this all the time. When people go to IG, what is it that they see? Do they see a luxury brand? And when I mean luxury, I mean, yes, you can have a luxury brand. When they're on TikTok, I know TikTok is a different market, but still, it's luxury brands on TikTok. Trust me, they're running ads every day. So when you want to attract a certain clientele, you have to look a certain way. So that's why I always get on y'all about the branding, having your logo. What are your brand colors? Having your banner, you know, at the top of your IG page, things like that. People really take notice to. Even how you communicate with them. You know, do you have an email address? Are you responding to the email address? It's like, people want to reach out when they want to give you money. They want to be able to reach out and get somebody on the phone immediately. And so sometimes you do have to vet the customer. You're going to have to talk to them, email them back, whatever it is. You're going to have to get on the phone, because this is your business. So you sell yourself better than anybody else. And don't be afraid to vet those people as well. They're vetting you, you vet them back. You know, if you get on a call with somebody and they don't want to pay you a consultation fee to come out, even if it's $45, if they don't want to pay for that, that's probably not going to be your customer. Because anybody in this climate, anybody that's walking the earth now, know like people have to make a living. Like, we're not out here just, you know, painting for fun. Like, it's not some kind of lollygag, you know, situation or whatever. Like, if somebody can't respect you enough to pay you $45 for your time and your gas to come give them an estimate, that's probably not going to be your customer. They're probably not going to give you 3,500 or 5,000 or 10,000. So definitely, you know, keep your mind focused on the prize. Keep your mind focused on the type of clientele that you want, and don't try not to deviate that. I know it's hard sometimes, because I know we all need a check, but just try to remember, like, if you get in a situation and you have to open up your purse to finish up a job, that wasn't the job for you. All right. So just take heed to stuff like that. So yes, we do not want to be po-mouth. All right, so let's see who's on the call today. All right, so Terry, I got you going. What about Kenise? How are you? What do you have going on?
Oh, I'm sorry, nothing yet. I
Okay.
am still working my way through the classes.
Okay. Mm. Well, again, everybody that's active, see if you guys can come up May 3rd. That is a Saturday. We'll probably do maybe either 10 to 5 or 11 to 6. We'll probably break for lunch for an hour. And I will have like snacks and water, drinks. Probably have a little Hennessy. Y'all know I'm good for some Hennessy in the cabinet. But if you guys can get up here May 3rd, and then I am looking to do the boot camp the first weekend in June. That is, don't put that on the calendar yet. May 3rd is definite. But the first weekend in June, I'm looking to schedule the boot camp, the next boot camp. So I'll have something in advance for you guys going on with that. Let's see who else is on. I think Donna, we talked. Wait, who is this? Rhonda? Who is R. Allen?
That's me.
Oh, okay, okay. Tashika, you got anything going on? Are y'all good? Y'all are quiet today.
I'm actually at work.
Oh, okay.
No, not right now. Not right now.
Okay.
But I am going to get my crock. I'm going to try to get that crock. I still confident in it. I've done a few samples, but they've been solid color. So I'm going to try to do the one that you just did. And
Yes.
yeah, try to.
You should.
Or
Okay,
it's
so
close to it.
So good news, I found someone who can make the stencil. So they sent me a kind of like a rough draft of what it's going to look like and feel like. So I'll probably get it this week. I'll show you guys the stencil on the call. And if I like it, then I'm going to have them do it in the big production size. So you'll still be able to buy the stencil. So I'll probably do a smaller one too, in case you just want to do samples or do, you know, furniture, cabinetry. I'll probably do a small one and then have him do a big one. But I'm just trying to figure out a way so we can keep working. Because I know I have a job coming up in, I think, May. And the wall is about 18 feet high. So I literally have, Coach Linda, what I have? I think I have 2 stencils now. I'm going to need like 6, basically, to get through this job. Like, this job is huge. So I'll put that job eventually when we narrow everything down. I'll put it in, and if you guys want to come and work the job. But it's a 2-story job. Oh, yes?
Hey, the person that's making your stencil, can you see if they can make a topper?
Oh, yeah. I can definitely do that. I can definitely do that. So, guys, the topper is the top of the stencil. So sometimes when you get stencils, the very top is just straight plastic. Let me see. So all of this is plastic, and then the actual stencil design doesn't start until after this plastic border. So the topper would allow us to not have to deal with this. The topper would be the top of this piece. So I hope you guys understand. A lot of the stencils come with these borders, and then you have to finish it off by hand yourself.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Yes, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You understand, Terry? You know, there's a there's a border all the way around.
Yes.
You know, that croc stencil, and there's, I believe there's a border here, whoop, and a border there. So when you're at the bottom, you got to draw this in. When you're to the left in the corner, you got to draw that in. So that's what the toppers do. So thank you, Linda. I would definitely ask.
That is crucial information, Coach Toby. You make sure that you get us that, because
okay, I'll write it down.
That. I definitely need another stencil, you know. And my other stencil that I bought, I think like a year ago, it's holding on, but I've been having to like seal it and tape it and, you know, mend it a little bit. So
well, you know, I have a repair class.
I saw it.
Oh, okay. So did you repair your stencils? Okay.
Yeah, but it's always good. I remember you told me, you know, that just you still need a couple of them. So
oh, definitely.
I want to kind of add to it, because the stencil is still good. It's working for me, but I want to get like a smaller one because I have a production size.
Okay.
And some of my jobs I don't need, you know, a production size. I could just use just a like a standard. I guess they call it just what, a standard size, not, slightly smaller than the production.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that would be great.
Okay. Marriott, I'm responding to you, Tashika. Mary at I don't even know if I spelled that right. Yes. So I'm so used to not even. I never have toppers for anything, so I'm just so used to hand drawing it back in and keeping it moving, and that's that. But I will definitely. I put that on my list. Definitely ask for a topper, and so I wonder, Coach Linda, does the topper work on all sides? That's what I need to ask him.
Um, no. Well, like if the topper is usually about maybe 2 inches wide,
So it'll work on the
and
bottom?
yeah, because you flip it around and it could work on the bottom as well, because the bottom would be the top of the next part. So
Okay.
you can flip them around. So they just call them toppers, but I guess you can also get one that's just maybe 2 inches wide to create the side. So when you get into the corner,
Mm-hmm.
you can already have that.
Okay. So let me
It's
show
the
you.
smaller.
Okay. So let me show you guys where to find the croc um, classes if you want to take them. All right. So you go into the app and you click on home. And I believe you can go to, is it settings? Wait, y'all don't have settings. It's on that very first page. Let me see if I can find it. Home announcements. About. Sorry. Click on the About tab. If you click on the About tab and you scroll down, you should see. This is not. Oh, it's over here, y'all. So click on the About tab in the app. Then if you go here and click on online courses, it'll take you to my online course website. I have another one. So don't worry about it. It's already linked. You don't have to type anything in. Once you link it, I set these classes up for 50% off for you guys. So I really don't promote these online courses anymore unless you're in the app. So if you go down, you can click. Let me see, my courses. Is it my courses or all courses? So here is the intro to croc right here. You can click there. And then there is an advanced course. Oh, here it is. The advanced metallic course. So everything is half off on here. So let me see if I can open it up. Now the advanced course is for real. Like that's for real, for real. That's like if you're ready to really make some money off this course. All of these are projects you've seen. See that metallic croc is 2-color. And if you want to try other color ways, you guys are going to have to ask me in the app and say, hey, I want to try lime green and purple or whatever. And then I can kind of walk you through that. Because there's 100 million color combos that you can do. But there is gold. You can see I've done it in black before. So this is pewter, bronze. That's kind of a champagne-y, but it's not like the one I just did. I would say it's still more gold. And then when you come down here, it'll have, both classes. So as you can see, it's a 30-minute class. So it's very, very detailed. And again, I know somebody asked about doing different colors. So that's fine if you guys if you need me to walk you through a different colorway, like what do you think about blue and midnight blue or something like that. We're going to have to figure out, your custom color combos together. But yeah, the classes are all here. And Terry, I think all the Academy members still have access to this. So this is what I'm phasing out, Terry, and all of this will eventually be in your app. So you don't have to go to 2 page, but it takes a while to move all of this content into the app. So, I've been working on that for a couple of months. And again, let me show you guys why is it on my back end? Let's go back. All right, and then if you do the intro again is not to teach you walls. It is to do furniture, cabinetry, art, things like that. Let me see if I can find the intro. All right, so I have crock for beginners. I teach you how to do patent leather crock and a bonus. I do so much stuff. I don't remember what the bonus is. It says distressing crock demo. So I'm not quite, I don't remember what that is. But this class might be free actually. I don't see a price on here. Let me see, what did I put? Yeah, right now, I don't know. Maybe I have it for free for you guys, view content. So if you want to do the intro to crock, I think I have it complimentary for right now. All right. And then again, just to kind of walk you through this, click on this house. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So again, if you're looking for all of your classes in the app, you click on the house up here to the far left, and then it will take you to any courses that you are enrolled in here. So this is how it works. Now, sometimes you can find your other courses. I'll do like free courses. Those are under learning because some people are just paying for a monthly fee to be in the app, but other members are actually in the coaching group. So you'll find other courses here too under learning. So every so often I'll put courses under learning as well. Should I drop the stencil repair class here? I guess I don't know if that's a big deal for you guys right now, but it is on YouTube for sure. Definitely on YouTube. Oh, I gotta. Okay.
Hey, Toby,
Yes.
can I throw something in there about that stencil? Stencils, period. The big key to is the care of the stencil to me. When you're using the stencil, you gotta keep them clean. So they don't tear up on you. They'll wear out and tear up on you if you know how we get the plasters all on it, and if you don't get that plaster off of there.
Yeah.
Oof.
So the way I keep the stencils clean is I just get a 5-gallon and I fill it up about halfway or maybe 3/4 full, and then you can really fold up the stencil into like a smaller square, and then I just leave it inside the water with some Murphy's oil and I let it soak overnight. And usually that will melt any of the plaster or whatever you're using off of it typically. But again, I only use Modern Masters Venetian plaster when I'm doing my crock. I do not use lime-based Venetian plaster on your crock stencils because it will eat away at them like acid. But if you use an acrylic Venetian plaster like Modern Masters, you're fine. But like, let's say you did something and you have some Grassello Venetian plaster like the Roma Bio that I just used on this patch project, that's gonna melt your stencil. So know your chemicals, know your products. And so that's why I teach specifically what I use. I tell you specifically what to order so that you'll be safe and be able to keep those stencils for a while. All right, any other questions? All right, so today I think the biggest thing was you guys be confident in what you're doing, be confident in the skill set that you're learning, and it's fun, right? Like we have a great time at work, we laugh, we kid around, but we do work. But just know you have to have confidence in your skill set. You are the expert. Always remember that. Remember that when you send over a price, that is your price, okay? I'm not telling you to overcharge or take advantage of people, but send them a fair price. I teach you all of that. send them a fair price, and either they want it or they don't. And if they don't stress out, don't stress out about it. Just save your energy for the person who deserves, your skills, your skill set, and your gifts. So that is my advice. Do not let people PoMouth you. Maybe I should do a whole course on PoMouth. My grandma would be like, oh my God, you taught them something today. Let's see. All right.
Well, you know what, Toby, with that, all people need to know if they experience it, just say if y'all experience it, because you're always going to have, like you said, people that's going to try to pull mouth you. But when you leave a job and finish the job and all you made is $200,
you won't be PoMouth again.
You won't be PoMouth no more. And that's the truth. It really is.
Yeah.
And it can easily happen.
Yeah, you'll never be PoMouth again. That is so funny. That is hilarious. Yeah. And then too, you guys have to remember, like, what we're doing is super custom, right? It's not like you're just going to find somebody on the corner doing what we do. Like, your competition, I don't know what even if everybody was on this call, an expert at my level, it still would be wide open. Okay? So remember that. They're not going to go down the street and find somebody. I'm about 99.9% sure of that. Because I have that happen to me a lot. Like, people will circle back because they can't find anybody else to do it.
And you'd be like, oh, now you won't come back.
And also, too, that's why I teach you guys what I do and how I make my money. But then these techniques that I teach you, go off and make it your own. Try to create something else on top of that or around that. So I do teach you the basics of my portfolio, but then sometimes I come in on my portfolio, I'm like, how can I expand this, or how can I make this a little different? So that's the beauty in being a decorative artist, because you can kind of create something custom almost every time you climb a ladder. Seriously, like, I probably have 2,000 sample boards, maybe more than that. I have some put up I haven't even looked at in years. So always keep that in mind. Don't let people PoMouth you, because they have the money. Yes, ma'am.
I kind of came in on the tail end when you were talking about PoMouth, and it's something I always remember. I believe it was Caroline or either Donna said, don't base your price on what's in your pocket.
Right.
Don't base your price on what's in your pocket. I can't remember exactly how she said it, but it in other words, where you're at financially, don't let that drive what your customer can do. Because you may not have, might not be $1 million, artist or whatever, and don't have that kind of money, and then you'll kind of feel like, oh, this customer, she wants a cheaper price or whatever, and I understand, it takes a lot, and because that's how you feel about your pocket, with how much money you have going for you, and then you'll base your price on that. But you have to not feel that way. You got to say, this is what my price is, this, and if this person can pay this price, that they're going to pay it, they're going to pay it.
Right.
So you don't let yourself get caught up in, other people poor mouth, and when they really are not that poor.
Right. Exactly. And two, maybe we'll touch on this next week. Does everybody know how to find their cost of living? Is that a yes? No? Okay, so we'll do that formula next week. You guys need to know, what is your cost of living? How much do you need to make every day to survive? How much do you need to make every day to pay all your bills, to eat, to pay your cell phone? Like, these are the necessities, not for traveling or, weekly shopping, just buying clothes or frivolous stuff, but how much do you need to make a day to survive? And then that's going to help us get to your day rate as well. So we'll do that. I'll put that down for next week. And then that'll give you guys a gauge of, like, wow, no matter where I'm working, what kind of money I'm making, who I'm working for, like I need to make $450 a day, or I'm not going to be able to pay my power bill or my rent or my house note or whatever. So it's always good to know where you stand with your finances, and that helps you charge too. That also gives you more confidence to charge, because like, let's say if somebody asks me, well, do you work on a day rate? My answer is no, I'm not going to do a day rate. But if I did, that's how I have to work in the TV and film industry. So my day rate is $9.95, and whenever somebody asks me, that's what I send over, because I know, like, I have to make this much money a month to survive, to eat, to pay phone bills, to have gas. Like, this is what I need to live a comfortable, life. And then I can go up or down from that if I choose to, but that's literally my day rate. If I'm going, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. That's in my mind. I can't get off the sofa if I'm not going to make $995 that day. So that's for me. But some people, their day rate could be more, it could be less. So I can't really determine. You guys are going to have to sit down with the formula and say, okay, these are all my expenses, bills. This is what needs to get paid every month. And then this is how much I need to make every day. This is how much I need to make per hour to survive. So we'll go through that next week.
Hey, Toby, can you do me a huge favor? Can you send me a couple of pictures of some of your ombre?
Oh, was I supposed to do this?
Yeah, I did text you.
Where you? Well, that's why you're supposed to do it in the app so that I can't forget.
Okay, I'll do it in the app. No, but it's fine. It's no.
So you need pictures of ombre.
Just wanted to get some, just some inspiration, because I know they're all organic and can be done different ways, but I want to see what you.
Okay, I'll send that to you.
Ask Terry that if to be sure and practice that ombre.
Oh yes.
Be sure and practice it, especially if you're going to be doing large walls. Mm-hmm. It's one thing on a sample board, but it's a whole nother thing on, a 10-foot long wall. So
and
it makes you practice.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you're going to be using latex paint. Make sure your base is a semi-gloss.
Okay, so what I was going to do is, the base, I was going to do I'm glad you said that, because I was going to use the flat. So
no, semi-gloss. You want to be able to make sure that your glazes glide across your base coat.
Okay. Now, I was going to just use metallic paint. Is that not a...
No, that's fine. Make sure you make it into a metallic glaze with Floetrol. Do you remember how we did that?
Yes.
Okay. So you're adding Floetrol so that it doesn't dry up. You want to have enough working time to blend the two colors. So maybe I don't need to say a glaze because it confuses you. Put Floetrol in your metallic paint so that don't dry up. So if you're doing a gallon of metallic paint, I would probably do maybe 3/4 of a quart of extender or Floetrol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then that way, when you roll it on, it just didn't and dry up. At least it stays open.
Dries quickly.
Yeah, so use your Floetrol.
Okay.
And you probably could use any latex paint extender, but I have I like Floetrol, so that's what I use.
Yeah, that's what I use too. Whatever you suggest, I'll use it.
Okay.
That's good to know. Thank you. And I will be practicing.
Yes,
and the air too, the airflow, because that paint will dry up really fast, and you're going to be moving fast, so you want to make sure it doesn't dry up on you too fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is it. I'm actually going to stay on. We'll have 2 people that I need to stay on the call for. But everybody else, I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing week. And let's stay focused. Keep our energy focused. Our confidence focused, our mindset focused. Let's stay focused and stay away from the PoMouths. Stay away. All right. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Chloe. It's Waylene.
Hi, honey. Okay. What you got going on?
This won't take long, but I need you to put me back in the academy. So let me tell you what happened. And I don't know how to communicate with you because I can't get back into the.
Okay, let's do it now. Well, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so
you this month, and then I lost my bank card, which was attached to my Apple, so it didn't pay you. So
oh, okay. That because I saw it. It tried twice.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. The way I realized it is it's been held. My phone got stolen in Las Vegas 2 weeks ago, and they got in my account. They stole it from me, and now I've been running against the scammers.
All right, so let me make sure. So I did see your membership come through for that. So let me just make sure.
And I'll pay for it this month and then upcoming next month. I just didn't know really.
I thought you paid for March. You paid for March. You didn't pay for February.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, that's what I think. Look, because let me show you.
Oh, no, honey, please send that to me. No, I have not.
Let me see.
That was an oversight. I thought that
yeah, you paid for March. You paid, or maybe you thought you were paying for February. But you paid March 5th, but you didn't pay anything for February. See?
Okay.
Well, here, hold on. Let me go down and make sure.
Well, February was the month you gave us for free.
Oh, okay. So then you need to okay. So then you're good.
Yeah, but and then I can't get in.
Let me make sure.
I don't think it went through, Toby.
You don't think that payment went through? It says success on March 5th.
My card, I had to get a new. Did it? Okay. Well, I thought it's a whole mess. My accounts and stuff, a whole mess.
Okay. So P2P monthly membership. It says you're in all of that. So let me go.
My password wouldn't work.
So when you go to the house, are you online so I can see what's happening?
I'm actually on my phone because I'm at work.
Okay, so when you click on the house, what do you see here? Do you remember?
Well, what's happening when I click on the app on my phone, my login isn't working.
Maybe. Okay, maybe delete the app and reload it back in because you're in the community. Okay. These are all your classes. You're in the community. You're in the membership. Okay. For sure. Okay. Now let me check one more place. Oh, let me turn this off.
I just got my phone back a week ago.